Hi everyone, welcome back to Let's Play. I was about to say Movie Battles 2 again, Deja Vu. But that is not the case. Ear rape. Thank you, Shikin. Fucker. Anyways, I have no clue why we're back here today. By the way, if you run over that water right next to me there, with Brooke, you can get a secret item.
Nice.
Yes, I've already gotten it. But if you want to, you can check it out yourself. You don't need to upgrade Brooke at all, rather, to get it. So, don't pass it up.
You forgot the item. Actually, there's an item there. Actually, no one would be saying that because not enough people have played this for it to be something that people would make idiotic comments about. Prove me wrong, Internet.
I mean, you could be saying that, but in response to you, I'd just be saying make the fucking bonus videos.
Yeah. True.
Hey, dude, when are you going to do your speed run?
Point taken.
Hey, dude, when are you going to do the second playthrough of Rockmanto Forte?
Yeah, that one.
I still have the video on my PC if you want to record.
The second one, I think for that one, I'd honestly rather start fresh. But the other thing that if I ever do a second playthrough, Seiken Densetsu 3.
Seiken Daitatsu?
Daitatsu. Because if you say
Seiken Densetsu, you're a weeaboo. And
you deserve to be pressed through a fine metal mesh of some sort.
Definitely. Or subjugated to cons.
Con.
Anyways. So I've honestly forgotten why we are here right now because this footage was recorded 2 months ago.
I don't even give a fuck.
Yes, go ahead.
I said I don't even give a fuck that we don't know it's.
I do.
Really? Okay, well.
Quality video.
I'm just enjoying it.
Oh, I remember now. Can't use.
No, it's grinding.
Those of you who've watched my videos before might know this song.
It is from Snowboard Kids.
Yep. Big Snowman.
It's really fitting for this island.
Mm-hmm.
Is that why you picked it?
Yes. Oh, well, how did you know?
I'm psychic.
Psychic?
No, that's the weeaboo way of saying it.
Yes, pronouncing words right is weeaboo. You should feel really bad about yourself. I mean, this is the internet. Stop pronouncing shit right. And why does this video have great bit rates? Fucking disgrace. 0 out of 5. And I skipped a launch.
Because we've
Woe
seen
is
it.
me. Ikagen ni shiro. So last time I talked about, well, in the comments section I talked about the fact that Franky's centaur transformation has a double joke to it.
Yeah.
I'm quite curious as to know how they fixed that in the dub DVDs. Because everyone keeps telling me the dub is awesome. And all the jokes are retained even though they don't speak Japanese. And would have no clue of knowing this.
Yeah.
That's one thing that pisses me off when a few people say, "Oh, this translation sucks," when they don't speak any Japanese.
Mm-hmm.
I constantly see that. I'm like, what?
I mean, I could see a little bit of justification in that if the translation is missing basic English grammar.
Well, yeah, I know, but they're talking about way things are
Okay.
translated.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, come on.
Well, if the only words in Japanese you know are desu desu and kawaii.
Kawaii, yeah.
Kawaii.
Not kawaii. Kawaii.
Oh, no.
It has to be
Kawaii.
scared.
Yeah.
be
Otherwise,
scared.
you're. Yeah. Exactly. Or what are the other? What are the other ones? And like those are the people who piss me off. The people who learn like 3 words and then act like an expert.
Slow motion.
Knock. What the fuck are you standing around for? Was your mom washing dishes or something?
I think I was supposed to do something. I forgot to cut this out.
Oh,
But
okay.
hey, we get to see some cool snow effects that come from the fucking wall.
Zolo is staring at his hand.
Oh, fuck you.
Don't fuck it up, Zolo.
Don't fuck it up, Luffy. Oh, your name's Zolo Zolo? Yes, my parents hated me. God. Seriously, Zolo? Is Nami called Wave? By that justification, I think Usopp should be called Lyman
Lipe?
Nose? Lyman.
Mm-hmm.
That's like in Hunter
Usopp.
in Hunter x Hunter, they translate horrible subs, which just use a script or whatever. Horrible subs translates Senritsu as melody, even though it's a name.
Gesundheit.
That wasn't me. Anyways,
I know. I didn't know. It didn't sound like you. Was that your father?
let's not go into that.
Okay. Okay.
But my problem is, if you're going to translate Senritsu into melody, you should be translating Tanaka into in the rice field.
Yeah.
So, and then you would be translating Anzu as Gardner from Yu-Gi-Oh. So please, don't do it.
Please. Yeah, but I this feels like a conversation we've had before, if not in a video, then in a comments section. But the other thing that pisses me off is when people say, "Oh, if you don't translate everything, you're a bad translator." Like, oh well, you know, oh if you, it's just if you follow that to its logical conclusion, then you get what you were just talking about.
Well, I think we've seen the example with what I'm trying to do with the unlimited adventure. Rather, like, what was it that Frankie said? Sniper yori hanaipa.
Yeah.
So, please, someone tell me how to translate that, because that's fucking impossible. It's a joke. It's a joke that
Nothing
will
is
get lost.
impossible. It's it's a joke that really doesn't
Translate well.
survive the trip from one language to another.
Which brings us to the discussion I wanted to bring up about dubs. Like, we all know when you translate subs, fan subbers tend to get more serious about translating jokes rather than dodging them.
Yeah.
Yosha. And then, you've got the transition to sub, which is language to read, and then you've got to change it to a dub, which is actual material you need to speak about, and it's different. You don't do writing for reading the same as you do writing for speaking. because, well, there's differences in speaking language and reading language,
Exactly.
especially in Japanese.
Yeah, and I mean, even in my job, I've given examples to the teachers about how spoken English differs from written English.
Exactly.
How it, like, conjunctions like and, but, because, it's really bad to write a sentence that starts with those. There are some cases in which you could use the word because if you're using something like the passive voice, but otherwise you just don't do it. However, in spoken English, it's perfectly fine.
Yes.
It's perfectly fine in colloquial spoken English.
And that's what brings me to...
You started with a sentence with the word and that's perfectly fine.
And I couldn't have done it in a sentence, in a new sentence. So from what I've tested, it's impossible to become rampaging chopper yourself by consuming too many of the rumble balls.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least you tested it.
Yeah, I tried, but I don't know for sure, so don't quote me. Perhaps it's a hidden thing. But anyways, as we were saying about the dub, if you translate to English to written language, you're already losing, let's be honest, half of the jokes. Probably not more like 90%. Because of the, languageal differences.
Right. Part of that is the syntactic difference between the languages. Japanese is subject, object, verb. English is subject, verb, object.
And then when you change it even more to a spoken script,
right,
you lose even more jokes. Because, well, sometimes you just have to do that. You can't...
Right.
Like, you can't have the same punchline you would with spoken language as you would have had with the written language.
Right, you'd have to change something.
Like, you can't exactly do a special punchline. For example, some special punchlines work better in anime than they would have in the manga. The same people who found the joke lame in the manga might have found it funny in the anime, depending on what you prefer. And that's exactly what people don't understand about me is why I hate dubs. I hate it because it's a variation of what the original is.
Right, I prefer things in their original form.
Imagine if your favorite rap song got remade by, let's just shout out a name here.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. And you're like, oh man, this song is shit.
And then someone came up to you and said, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Sylvester Stallone rap is awesome." You, what would the word be?
You rap-a-boo?
Rap-a-boo, yeah.
And I don't understand. Why is it so bad to prefer the original?
Right. And it cuts both ways. Like for Disney movies, I prefer the original English.
Of course.
Like Scar's voice in the Spanish dub of Lion King was still pretty good, but it's no Jeremy Irons.
And another one of those is, for example, Star Wars.
Yeah. Oh, Spanish Vader.
No, don't even go there. It doesn't exist. Don't go there. I warned you. And what else did we have good laughs about? Oh yes, Arnold.
Arnold, yeah, the Japanese dub of Arnold. I mean, to be fair, like, at least the voice almost fits Arnold, but it just silly, and more silly than 80s action movies were meant to be. Not
Yes.
silly in the same way.
Like, for example, the joke with, how would you say it? Like the one where he holds the guy. Remember when I said I'd kill you last?
Yeah, yeah. 最後に殺して約束した. Just they change it from a question into a statement.
Yeah, it's like he originally asked, "Remember when I said I was gonna kill your ass last?" And then the Japanese version is, "Hey, I said I was gonna kill you last." And then he said, "Are wa uso da." It was a lie.
It's a lie.
But in the original, he says, "I lied."
I lied.
So see that huge difference, and that's something so simple. Now just
Right.
imagine what happens to your perfectly intricate explanations of powers and substantial other things. Almost everything gets lost, and I'm perfectly sure One Piece loses way too much.
Because One Piece has a lot of comedy elements to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, does a dub for Yakidate Japan even exist? Because that thing is
Oh my god.
entirely pun-based humor, pretty much.
If that exists, it should not exist.
No, yeah, it's send it back to hell.
Or imagine something like Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei.
I've never watched that one, but I've heard it's really good, and it's something that I really should see. But do go on.
There's some I've not seen it completely, all the 3 seasons, but there's some things that I don't see how they could ever be translated.
Mm-hmm.
Or even just remain funny. I think one of the
Right.
perfect dubs that shows why dubbing doesn't work is a wonderful dub of a show called Saki Kage Chromati Koko.
Oh, really? Because I don't know. I've heard people say good things about that one, at least as far as the voice actors.
Oh yes, that's what I mean. It's a perfect dub, but it's not a perfect script.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, oh shit.
Bye, Sanju.
Yep. Like for example, some like they interpret the use of dude, which is something very English, I say.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those dubs that doesn't take itself too seriously. It's like, dude, man, troll, like that kind of stuff. They say trolls. In how many anime would you ever hear the word troll?
Mm-hmm.
And it's definitely the best dub ever made.
Yeah.
But
other. Oh yeah. Do your but. Then we'll talk about other dubs that we liked.
But the problem is, exactly how do you justify a dub which changes the jokes and some of the, hardcore Japanese elements that would, like, just some things that you can't explain. You can't explain that.
God damn it, Bill.
Definitely get lost, and I don't understand how people can say like, oh, you have to watch dub of this, because I watched Chromati Koko twice, dub and sub, and I preferred all 2 versions of it. Like I liked it a lot, but I felt like I was watching 2 different shows, which is not what should happen with a dub.
Right.
But that's my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, and other things, it's just the casting and the directing needs work.
Exactly, the directing.
Yeah, the directing is a big thing. Like, one example, Rurouni Kenshin had really good voice acting. The actors were able to do this thing called portraying emotion.
Yeah,
which is really rare
it was
in
awesome.
dubs.
It's rare, but it happens.
It's rare, but it happens. It was really well executed, but I would say the only thing it needed would be a little more direction for pronouncing the names of Japanese things and places. Yeah.
They say like Saka Bato.
Right.
For the huge sword.
And just a little bit of just a little bit of directing on that would iron out that problem.
Watch this. That's another joke, by the way, for the farting preacher. Alright. Here we go. So cool. Fucking Godzilla sound. Also the opening for Rurouni Kenshin. That proves they were busy with it. The opening is sung in a different language. The text is entirely different, but the singer has the same pitch.
And it works.
Just check it out. Rurouni Kenshin opening English or Japanese on YouTube. Your eyes will be opened. For me, kind of like the dub of Rurouni Kenshin is in itself a travesty, even though that is my second favorite dub of all time. But it's still a travesty. Like, for example, his auto gets lost, but at the same time it doesn't.
Oh, yeah.
He still does the auto, but we never know what it means. Oh well. Let's continue this next time.
Yeah, we're out of time. So I think that means we're gonna have to record another episode right now, and I can do it.
It depends on how long it is.
That's what she said.
God damn it.
Cheap joke!